Parakesh Nochlin Dav Kufchav Ches, sponsored the Refuah Shlema for Daniel ben Yomi. The Gemara lists 7 statements of Rebbe Abba. Number 1, 2 litigants dispute the ownership of a slave. The plaintiff claimed the defendant stole him. The defendant claimed, as presumed by others, he purchased or received him as a gift. The defendant offered the plaintiff the extra legal right to swear in order to repossess the slave. Rabbi Abba states he cannot retract his offer. Although legally the defendant is not required to take an oath, and plaintiffs, as a rule, do not take oaths, once the defendant transfers the oath to him, his commitment stands. Although a Mishnah already stated relatives and certain sinners ineligible to serve as judges can judge if both litigants accept their verdict, both Rabbi Meir and the Chachamim hold they cannot subsequently retract their acceptance. They only dispute whether the commitment is binding without a kinyan. Our Gemara's case is different. There, the extra legal offer is to abide by the judge's decision, not obligate the defendant to pay. But in our case, the defendant agrees to relinquish the slave. Perhaps he could retract his extra legal offer. Number 2, there is a machlokus whether a creditor can collect a debt from slaves owned by orphans. Rabbi Abba holds just as a creditor has a lien on land, he also has a lien on slaves. Rav Nachman holds a creditor does not rely on collecting a debt from slaves because they disappear or die. They are compared to land in respect to other laws, such as their manner of acquisition and the laws of price fraud. Number 3, Rabbi Abba permits a second cousin to testify on behalf of a first cousin. Rava permits one to testify on behalf of his great uncle. Marbar of Ashi permitted even a grandson for a grandfather because he is distant from him 2 generations. The halacha, however, does not permit this. Number 4, there is a dispute amongst Amoraim to what extent we rely on the testimony of one who, after witnessing something, went blind before testifying. Rabbi Avo holds he cannot testify. Shmuel holds he can testify about land because he can identify landmarks, but cannot testify concerning garments. Generally, they come in standard sizes. Rav Sheshes holds he can testify even concerning garments, its exact length and width, but not standard bars of gold and silver. Rav Papa holds he can testify about the weight of silver and gold bars. The Gemara brings a brisa in support of Rabbi Abba that his testimony is acceptable only if his blindness was temporary. His eyesight returned by the time he testified. Number 5, he holds like Rabbi Yehuda that a father can testify a son is a firstborn even when people presume it is a different son. Rabbi Yochanan disagrees. He holds like the Chachamim. He cannot testify except when there is no presumption to the contrary. Number 6, if a seriously ill husband stipulates his wife should inherit a portion of his estate, together with his sons, she is entitled only to a portion of what he presently possesses, since her entitlement is a gift and not an inheritance. A man cannot gift what he does not possess. In addition, since he stated like one of my sons, his intent was to gift her posthumously, she must share with all subsequent sons born to him. Number 7, a lender demands the full payment of a loan written in a document. The debtor claims he paid off half. Witnesses testify he paid in full. He must swear as a moda b'miktsas. But the lender can collect the other half only from unencumbered properties. The purchasers can rely on the testimony of the witnesses. The debtor cannot rely on their testimony because his claim preceded their testimony. He admitted half, fearing they would testify against him. Even according to Rabbi Akiva, a borrower who gratuitously admits a loan is similar to a Meshiv Aveda, one who returns a lost object. Just as he is not required an oath when the loser claims there was more money in the wallet than what was returned, so too in a case of admitting to a debt. Our case is different because he admitted before their testimony. Marbar of Ashi disagrees with Rabbi Abba, even according to Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, that he swears in the case of admitting part of a claim when the document does not indicate clearly how much he owes. Here, witnesses testify he owes nothing. Marzutra decided in favor of all Rabbi Abba's opinions. However, since generally the law favors Rab Nachman in money matters, the second opinion of Rabbi Abba, that one can collect a debt from a slave, is revised to one cannot collect a debt from a slave, in conjunction with Rabbi Nachman's opinion. If you're enjoying Daf and 5, please click on the link below, subscribe, and become a sponsor. Thank you.